on each other today.
It's so quiet without the.
I know when the music goes down, ain't it? It does. It quiets right down.
We'll never write what aisle Tom and Donnie are in.
I don't know. They're about 2 minutes early today.
Usually it's at the intro.
It is. It's 8
I
o'clock.
can't focus, and he's all over
I
the
lose
place.
track of everything I was going to say.
And a good morning. Welcome to Brothers Market here in beautiful downtown Sigourney, as we're here on a nice sunny Saturday after a bunch of area high school football wins last night. Let's take it to Alan and Bruce and Rick for the sports section live at Brothers Market.
All right, thanks, Steve, for having us in here again this morning. A great morning outside. Big night last night. We got Rick Landgrib here, the ambassador of Brothers Market. Rick, I know you were on the sideline last night. Just kind of fill us in on what you've seen that maybe we didn't, and let us know if you got any specials here going on today with your apps and whatnot.
I'd say the best all-around game the Cobras have played in a long time. I mean, the special teams was crazy. The offense and defensive lines were dominant. Offense was really good. I think Scott showed me we had 297 yards at halftime, and I don't know what we ended up with, but it had to be really, really good. And then they had 97 yards, I do believe, or just over 100 actually, maybe at halftime. So
Just
the
a
best we
game,
played.
a
It
game
was.
that like we were hitting on all cylinders, and
And
we
no
listen-
way was it supposed to be that score.
Yeah,
I never
no,
thought it. I
yeah,
mean,
no.
but it was.
We listened to CAC there last night talk up in the booth, and he's pretty much said the same thing. I mean, just they couldn't handle our defensive line, and just at all aspects, we just outplayed them.
They had a guy getting kind of chippy right off the bat with Evan Vitito, and that usually doesn't work out well for someone when you
That never
when you
ends
start
well.
when you start to get him fired up right off the bat, and it didn't. So, yeah, and then obviously we got water on sale at
I see
Brothers
that,
this
yeah.
week.
We're loaded with Brothers Water here.
We had to put Alan to work here to give us a little corner to work in this morning, so I don't know if he's on the payroll yet or not. But anyway,
I'm just catching my breath. So.
Well,
Okay.
there was a couple 3 cramps last night, so maybe Al
yes,
needs,
exactly. We
Al
take-
needs to hydrate some.
Yes, exactly.
Bet.
So anyway, yeah, get these guys in here, and we'll be back here in
All
just
right.
a little bit.
Thanks,
So-
Rick, for coming in
Thanks,
this morning.
Rick.
Bruce, fill us in here real quick as some.
Huge SK win last night, 42-15 over PC. Puts us in the driver's seat for the district championship, fourth in a row.
Right on.
Mr. Clint Weber got a big homecoming win down at Pekin, 56-0 over Highland. Colonesco beat EV 46-0. North Mahaska won over Wayne 21-12. Linville Sully's still winning, even though they lost their number 1 running back. They beat Mount Air 23-16. That was a good win for Linville Sully.
Yeah, Mount Air's good.
Oskaloosa beat Clinton 22-19. That would have been a haul.
Yeah, that was a homecoming victory, I believe.
Was it a homecoming victory?
Yeah.
Well, you spend 2 hours on a bus like Clinton did. I wouldn't want to play football either. EBF put up some points against Cardinal, 52-6. That's
that game kind of surprised me on that score on that.
I think the big shocker in the state last night was West Branch beat Regina 21-17.
Yeah, I agree.
I know they had Regina ranked pretty high there, and
I think they were number 3.
They were number 3 and went to the Little Rose Bowl and got beat. So Williamsburg won 56-14 over Fairfield. Ames beat Atomo 62-23. Monty beat Belle Plaine 62-32. And Winfield Mount Union put up 76 against Iowa Valley. Beat them 76-14. High score of the week, Lennox beat Murray 86-21. So a little bit of a track meet there.
Yeah, nice. 86 points. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
No, very well. Our first coach here, guest this morning, obviously, Coach Weber of the Pekin Panthers. Morning, Coach. Thanks for coming in.
Morning, Clint.
big homecoming win last night, 56-0. And just to let you know, before Jody left the house last night, I told her Pekin's going to win 56-0. So I don't know. I'm looking for lottery tickets.
That's impressive.
That is
Yeah.
impressive.
So no, Coach. So you're 3-2 now in the district, 4-2 overall. Kind of, own your own destiny here to the playoffs and a possible number 3 seed. Things work out right. I mean, maybe bumping up, but no worse than maybe a number 3 seed. You're setting really good. So, guess just give us a little touch of the game there last night. I know you guys put up a lot of points. So.
Yeah, so, we played Highland last night. It was homecoming. There's always a lot of other activities going on.
Distractions.
And, our big challenge, coming from past experience as a player is, you always want to encourage your kids to be involved with the right things, have fun, but then, you inch closer to game day. We really encourage our kids to try to stay away from that stuff a little bit, especially closer to Friday, and come together as a team and make sure that we're focused on the game, because at the end of the day, most people want to know you won the game. So we did take care of business on that aspect. We got off to a fast start last night. I think Coach Mose was having a little fun with Will Adam. It was his birthday, and he rushed for 4 touchdowns and threw for 1. So kudos, to him, but ultimately the line for getting it done. And, I think we had 515 yards of offense. So able to get 56 points. And then, as we always lean on our defense, they, were they able to hold the shutout out. So a good night overall. And then, it was good to get Sven Dahlstrom back rushing for big yards, as he's kind of our number 1 back right now.
With yards like that, you would think Coach Weber played for Bob Howard.
You would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, just rolling up some yards. That's good to see, Clint. Just maybe you mention any of your kids that just kind of stood out a little bit. I'm sure they all did, and when you put a score up like that. But like you said, Will Adam, Henry Adam, not just good players, they're good kids. So.
Yeah. So like I said, our O-line. We were able. They were on a defense similar to Lisbon, so playing that 2 weeks in a row, you can realize, all right, we can attack them a couple different ways. But our skill kids, our receivers didn't get quite as much action as they'd had the last few weeks. But like I said, Sven Dahlstrom had 160 plus on the ground. Will had 190. Henry even I think had 70 plus someone there. And we had a couple other kids that had some carries out there. And then, on the defensive side of the ball, Jackson Kirkbride had an interception that was huge early on, and then Sven had two interceptions. One of them he stole from Will Adam. They literally caught at the same time, and I felt like they tried returning it for the first 5 yards together. And
So it's a .5 interception?
Yeah. We were calling Sven the thief last night. He stole an interception from the birthday boy, so that was kind of funny. But our outside linebackers I thought played really well, and Nolan Glick went up and got a kind of a miraculous catch in the air and got hit pretty good and held on to it. And then another kid like Riley Smith playing outside linebacker and getting a little bit of offense. He's another kid that I think he's a weapon we haven't even used on offense, because we're kind of deep at that position that. I'm excited for him to get some action there, too, moving forward. He's another great athlete who's just a sophomore for us. So, ultimately, we played together really well last night. Still got some penalties we need to clean up. I'm not crazy about all the penalty yards we had last night, but I guess when you're in a game like that, you can afford them technically, that we'll live with a comfortable win.
Teachable moments.
Yes.
Why don't you give us came out healthy out of that, and what you got coming up here in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, and I was just telling Rick a little bit ago. Fortunately, we're 100% healthy starting Monday. We have a kid that was working back from a concussion, a couple ankles that were a little dinged up that were freshmen on the JV end of things, but they really come around. And our young kids got a lot of time last night, which was huge. But yeah, we'll have everybody back going by Monday, and you know, when you got a squad as small as we are, and really any squad, you got to have, you know, your best guy is always ready to go. But you know, when you're not very deep, you really have to be healthy, and we'll have everybody going into week 7. So week 7 we'll have Wapello. We're there, and you know, they're a quality program over the last 10, 15 years from when I was coaching here, and you know, I know they might be struggling a little bit this year, but we will not overlook them, and we'll have to be ready to go to get a win there, and then we'll finish out at home against Louisa Muscatine, and obviously, like you said, we got an opportunity to win the 3 seed in our district, and we'll see if we can lock that up.
Well, the one last thing I got for you is I know you mentioned some of your JV kids, and I seen on your schedule you've went to some 9-man and 8-man. How does that work? Who do you take out? Where do you – and as a defensive guy, what kind of defense you run against that stuff?
That's a great question. You know, and we know, generally we all – I think, you know, even all of us that coach 11-man have an idea of how 8-man work. I suggested the idea to a few teams that I knew, Wapello and I knew Louisa and Columbus. Well, Columbus is a little deeper, but those first 2 I mentioned, they were on board with just wanting to get games for their young kids. A lot of teams in Class A in that same boat. So we suggested some 9-on-9. We went to the board a little bit to figure out, you know, who you can remove. And then, like you said, we're also playing 2 8-man games, another one this Monday. I'm not sure that we're super fluent on knowing all the ins and outs of what maybe the best guy to remove is, but we're short on skill kids on our team, so we tried to find a guy that was kind of a half lineman but could be kind of a skill guy, you know, a blocking halfback, H-back type guy, a guy that might be able to run out for a pass but do a little more blocking but maybe lined up in a skill position. So that's been a learning curve for us a little bit. I learned something last week that it doesn't matter what number you're wearing, an 8-man, you can line up anywhere and go out for a pass or run the ball or anything. So that helped us a little bit. And, you know, I guess I got my feet wet on building my first 8-man field last week, marking the width and shortening the length. So, but overall, it's good. I know I've had a lot of positive messages from our parents. You know, they're happy that we've been able to find a way to provide for our young kids just because we're not real deep at the skill position. So, yeah, it's been a good
I think the main thing there is you've really did what you could do to get the kids some playing time. Yeah. And, you know, they're not going to get any better if they don't play. So I think that's pretty cool.
That's a big thing for young kids like that. You put in all that work and never get to play.
Yeah.
Makes you question why you're even out for the sport.
Honestly, I pride you guys being junior high coaches. You know, you have a big squad, but you guys have always emphasized trying to make sure kids get to play and have a positive experience.
Yep. So. I got one question here from some viewers. You know, Pekin's up to 4-2, kind of getting things rolling here down the road. I mean, is there a chance we'd ever see the backyard brawl again?
Absolutely. I thought being in an 8-team district this year, our options were a little more limited with who we could schedule. And like I've told a lot of people, the Cardinal-Pekin rivalry is a lot more heated than I ever knew it was until I got involved down there. So, you know, we only had one non-district game to choose from. And, I'm not a guy who tries to pick and choose when you play someone. I'll be honest. Our gate was pretty big for the Cardinal game, and we're excited to host that. But, as the program continues to build and good things keep trending in the right way, I think it provides a little stability, whether, it be a physical matchup that would benefit both teams. As I mentioned, not taking anything away from Cardinal, but we thought, we might match up a little bit better. And like Coach Jensen told me, it's a big deal to start out playing district play by week 2, and you got to try to be well oiled by that point and be healthy. So I love the idea of it. We all know how that we could not like each other for 48 minutes, but at the end of the day, everybody really wants to have fun and build a healthy rivalry like that. So definitely not out of the picture.
Yeah, love to hate you for 48 minutes
48
or
minutes,
hours, and
Mr.
then,
Weber.
and then come back and be friends.
And have you on
So,
our show the next morning.
yeah, so I just want to shout out to Coach Weber here, his graphics program. You know what? He makes graphics there for, I believe, me and Coach Jensen for our game day posts there on Facebook and Twitter and stuff. So thanks a lot, Coach Weber, for that. That really helps out, and they're neat. That's cool.
Yeah, that's something new. You know, in the last 5 years, kind of become a, visual keys like that. And I just got my feet wet playing with some free programs, and it's fun. It's my Thursday night ritual. I like to get away from game prep a little bit and just hang out and play with things like that.
I wondered where those come from because I didn't think Coach Sellers was computer
No,
literate
I'm-
enough to draw something up like that.
No, I'm still trying to get through the Oregon Trail.
He's still got that old green screen set up in his house.
So no, Coach, thanks for coming in. We look forward to talking to you next week and another Panther victory.
Thank you.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
congrats, Coach. Thanks.
All righty, so thank you to Coach Weber for being here this morning. While we're in between guests, and our next guests are coming on up to hang out with Alan and Bruce, we do want to thank Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics for always sponsoring our Athlete of the Week. And this week, it was another English Valley's volleyball player, Kennedy Axmere, got the Athlete of the Week, and that makes 2 EV volleyball players in a row. So Kennedy Axmere, our Athlete of the Week, as voted on by the viewers of the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. Again, I'm on Facebook and YouTube both, but again, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics Athlete of the Week, Kennedy Axmere from English Valley's Volleyball. Let's take it back to Alan and Bruce.
All right, thanks, Steve. One, I'm not sure if we're all 4 going to fit in here.
One thing I want to say before since he mentioned Athlete of the Week, I want to nominate Cole Kindred right now. Yeah. He had an amazing freaking game last night.
Yes.
And that boy can hit.
I agree. Our next guest here is Brian Greiner and Tim Clarahan. We brought them in just to talk about the Cobra Club, and they are 2 of our best coaches that stand on the fence each Friday night. So we're just going to kind of turn it over to them. Guys, welcome this morning. If you guys could just talk a little bit about like what the Cobra Club has done this year. I know you've had a big purchase, memberships, whatnot. I mean, kind of what you guys got planned. I know you guys bought our pizza, though, for homecoming, the night of parade for junior high, and, we sure appreciate that. Whether you know or not, you guys bought our helmet decals for junior high football. So
They support Cobra football phenomenally.
Yes. So let's just turn it over here to the guys, Tim or Brian. You guys just talk a little bit about the Cobra Club and
Kind of what it is and
So I don't remember exactly the first year that it got organized. I know it was back when Coach Howard was here.
I believe it was 2000.
So I mean, it had kind of went a little bit defunct and wasn't really functional back 7 or 8 years ago. I think when my oldest son Bryce started as a freshman, we kind of took some reins and started to get things going with it again. But we've been the last few years. We've had some great purchases with the help of everybody who supports the Cobra Club. This year we purchased a new trailer. With our growing numbers, we needed a little more of a bigger trailer to support all the football
And the trailer's
equipment
sharp.
and stuff. So, we finally got it this week. Got it all wrapped, and we had it on display last night, and it can start getting used.
I believe Steve has some pictures
Yeah.
of the trailer that we were going to show too.
Yeah, we'll switch over to that graphic right now, looking at the trailer as we speak. But go ahead and continue on.
Yeah, and last year we purchased a new 5-man blocking sled, which was kind of needed, and new headsets for the coaches so they could all hear instead of having 3 or 4 headsets. We got 7, so all the coaches have them, which I think is very vital to every coach knowing what's getting called. So.
I know us junior high coaches appreciate you getting that new blocking sled because we got the old one for junior high. We've never had one, and
Wow,
we
that's
use it.
great.
We
So-
use it like almost every day.
Yeah. So just, the Cobra Club's really designed to support the football program and, whether that's 5 through 12 or whatever. So, yeah, each school has their own booster club. This is kind of one way to support something that's vital to both. So,
Right. And what are your two? I mean, you're Sod and Tim. What's your roles with the Cobra Club? Are you the president, secretary, treasurer, just members, just the go-to guys to get stuff done?
I guess we're members. I guess I'm the president. Lucas told me he did that
Okay.
the other day.
Okay,
So
that was
he
nice
goes,
of Luke.
He goes, I wrote you down. I said, good deal. I don't know, but nobody really has there's no pecking order. We all just have a meeting. We decide, this is what we're supported by from the community. This is the funds we have, and we don't carry nothing over. I mean, what we get, we spend on the and like we got the big purchase of the trailer, the blocking sled, but there's always a helmet for junior high or something. Like you said, your decals, but then you're always wearing pants out. You're wearing girdles out. And then your Simpson camp, yeah, like you said, and all the little things you just don't see that they're wearing, but you just don't know who bought them.
Right.
And not
right.
that the school buys them too, but we contribute as much as we can. The white jerseys, the new black ones, the purple pants, all that stuff. It takes a village to make it run.
Yeah, and I think we get a lot of support for the Cobra Club as far as donations and help.
We, like Sod said about 3-4 years ago, we had a meeting. It's like, we're gonna go in high gear, or we're just gonna end it. What are we gonna do here? And it ended up being, we all got together and said, let's give it one more hoorah and let's try to get it done. And the community stepped up. All we did is hand out forms, and the community stepped up and supported it tremendously for us.
Speaking of that, I know it's probably too late this year, but next year, how do you join? How does that go about? Do you contact people? Do they contact you guys? How does that work?
Well, I think Jensen sends them out in packets. He does them packets every, I think, fall or spring before they go home or whatever it is, and then you'll see it on Facebook. We probably, I think they set the forms on Facebook, but I don't know, maybe next year if we maybe Rick lets us put a form or two, here on the counter, or something like that to, hey, here's a Cobra Club form. But, we're working at it, trying to get it to grow. Like I said, the trailer was a big purchase, then the community stepped up for that one. That's all we did is say, let's go buy it. The people paid for it.
Did we get that wrapped or?
Yeah, Schroeder's wrapped it.
Schroeder.
It was a white trailer, and I don't know if whoever's at the game last night was there, and it's a pretty nice trailer. Like we went from a little short trailer to a tall one, and it's like Sod said with the numbers going to Simpson. I know that they had that little trailer full, plus they had like if your kid was driving a Suburban, driving themselves or whatever, they had it stuffed, full of, trying to get everything they could in.
And even for us for junior high, we get all of our coolers on there for drinks and sandwiches, and I'll tell you what, it was a packed trailer. So.
You guys get to break it in this week.
Yeah. Are we the first to get to use it?
Yeah.
Take it down to Davis
and that
County.
is only if Coach Jensen unlocks it.
Unlocks it
So-
because he's got the locks on it. No one can see inside.
I know
we
he's
got
not
bolt
listening
cut-
right
we
now.
got
but
bolt cutters.
We'll definitely hit him up here when we get him on. But I guess one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. You guys are both SK Cobra parents. You've both graduated at Cobra. You both got seniors.
Oh, senior. Oh,
You've
yeah.
graduated.
Yeah.
Kids already.
Yep.
You've got kids in there right now. Sod, you were back in school when we were. Would you have ever guessed 36 years later? We're still holding tight. One of the winningest programs in the state of Iowa. Just
yeah, that's what's great. It has been that long. That was 87 was the first year, so yeah, it's hard to believe it's been that long. But yeah, it's awesome.
what do you feel like has kept us together all these years? Because when we were growing up before, Sigourney and Kyoto was actually kind of a rival in all the sports, and even in football when we both had our own programs. But we've stuck together, and 36 years later, here we are.
Well, that takes support, like you said, from both communities, whether that's parents, kids, and I can attest, how many great relationships there's been made in the football program. Kids from both towns that still are really good friends today, and that's what's really neat about it. So
yeah, because me and Bruce, we would never be friends with you if it wasn't for football. So
So my one question, I know you filled in for Tim down at Cardinal on the halftime show because Tim was out
Yeah,
watching baseball
yeah.
or something like that. And I told Mitch Eslick, I go, you got to ask him one question, and he wouldn't do it. How did you get the nickname Sod? I know the story. I want you to tell it.
That's kind of a long story. But it had to do with a car and some grass and, doing donuts, stuff like that. But,
back in the good old days.
we won't go into that too much.
No, perfect. Thanks, guys, for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us on.
You guys do a great job with Cobra Club because I know
Phenomenal
that is
job.
huge.
Yep.
And the purchases,
Yep.
just so we can keep up with everybody else.
Yep.
So thanks, guys, for everything you
Yeah,
do.
anybody who wants to help or support, whether it's financially or whatever, reach out to one of our board members. There's myself, Tim, Lucas Meyer, Micah Harmson, Mark O'Rourke, Steve Minke, Alan Weber, Jared Molnix. I think there's 9 of us. Who am I missing? Mike Sprouse. So.
Well, I will say, as junior high coaches, we probably have one of the most supported junior highs in the state because of you guys.
Yeah,
and
well-
we want you to know we really, really appreciate that.
No, thanks. It's well, and like I said, it takes support from the community, and Rick's great support here at Brothers, and amongst every other businesses, Kyoto and Sigourney. So, and of course, parents are always great. So, yeah.
I was going to ask you guys, is there a website or a Facebook page or anything that people can check out?
I just talked to this about Tim yesterday. We do have an SK Football Cobra Club Facebook page. I'm not sure how updated it's been. Adam Sellers helps us with that. I know he did post our membership form on there early August, and we kind of talked about that yesterday a little bit. Probably need to punch that a little bit harder, but other than that, just like I said, reach out to somebody, and we can sure set you in the right direction.
All right.
All right, thank you guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys,
Thanks for having us
coming
in.
in. Thanks for the support. Go Cobras.
All right, and once again, as we get in between our guests here, we'll take a look at that brand new trailer that is purchased by the Cobra Club. Very nice looking trailer for the Sigourney Kyoto Cobras. We're welcoming Coach Jensen in with Alan and Bruce after a big win last night.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Once again, our last Coach Jensen. I was waiting around last night, and I think we waited too long up there. I wanted to come back down and just give you a chest bump. I'll tell you what, we were so jacked in the press box last night. I looked at Bruce, and I was like, I felt like we had a game. We were just so excited, and I guess to me, Coach, I'm sure you felt the same, but like the atmosphere last week at Pleasantville and at Pelican, I mean, just the kids I felt were a little flat last week, and they just came out with excitement and played the entire game like that, and it showed. So what a great 42-15 win over a very sound, tough Pella Christian team. So moves us to 4-0 now in the district, kind of in the driver's seat. 5-1 overall. We kind of own our own destiny to that number 1 seed in the playoffs, our 4th district title. But we still got to play each game. So, Coach, if you just kind of want to review last night throughout the game, I guess.
Okay. I think last week was definitely a wake-up call for us. And I don't think we were overconfident last week. I don't think we were overlooking anybody. I felt the focus. I saw the focus. We just didn't elevate our game once we got out there, and backs against the wall, we found a way to win, and I think that might have been the wake-up call we needed, because our guys have not played up to the potential that we've seen the last few years, and we know it's there. A lot of the same guys are playing, and they just haven't had that sense of urgency. You know, if you're playing with a sense of urgency, you are ready for anything all the time. But if you're not, it's just like you're out there. And when it comes to athletics, you got to flip the switch. You can't just be your normal self. You've got to have that kind of crazy side to you and flip that thing and go. And I think we saw that last night. We knew how big of a game it was, the magnitude of the game. district championship on the line. I mean, we skated through last week. This was the big one, and the fact that Pella Christian hammered Pleasantville, Pella Christian beat PCM. None of that mattered. Our guys were just ready to go and came out and got the win. But, first quarter came out. I think both teams punted first possession. We got the ball back. Hit a big strike from Stout to Kindred for a touchdown. They were playing 11 guys in the box and needed to take a shot over the top, and he was right there and scored. And, they come back and have a big play and score themselves, so it's kind of, oh, here we go. Like, it's going to be one of those type of games. But, our defense, and really, I think probably the biggest piece to this puzzle was the special teams. We are finally playing special teams like we know we have to play special teams. We made some adjustments, put a few guys on kickoff, a little more speed for some coverage, and really did a good job in the kicking game and the coverage game. Our punt game was phenomenal. And that leads to so much more than you really think about. I mean, field position, they got to march at 80 instead of 40 or 60. It was just huge for us. And, defensively after that first touchdown, we held them in check. I mean, they ended up getting another touchdown in the third quarter, I think. And, but we came out to play and going into halftime, when it was they went up 8-7, and then we just kept racking. We added 3 more on and going into halftime 27-8, and you're just like, how did we get there? But man, it was the kids, man. They came out and played. They played like they know they can, and it was great to see that. Now they understand the level they have to play at. If anybody would have said you'd be up 27-8 at halftime, I would have told you you're crazy. This was going to be a 4-quarter game. The last team to score was going to win, and our kids were not going to put ourselves in that position, and they didn't. It came out the second half, and by then, we told them at halftime, they're getting that rest. They're going to come out and give you their best, okay? But you are going to wear them down, and I think our offensive line, defensive line absolutely mauled their defensive and offensive front, and that led to a lot of good runs, and we made them a little more pass happy than they wanted to be. I think we kind of shut the run game down, forced them into a lot of play action, and other than a couple completions, a couple big ones, I felt like our pass coverage was there, the majority of the night, and to get out of there with a 42-15 win, that was remarkable. Just the credit to the kids. Last week in practice, there was tension all around. I mean, the coaching staff knew how big of a game it was. I think the players knew how big of a game it was. Not fighting, but a lot of just kind of getting after it, whether it was the coaches to the players to the players, and obviously you don't want too much of that stuff going on, but I think just mentally it was fight or flight, and we were not about to fly. We were fighting this thing from Tuesday on, and I think that showed last night.
Well, what's nice is during the games I get to stand up in the press box they call me the manager of the press box now since I don't announce anymore. But I noticed from the start of the game to the end of the game, I get to watch like the coaching staff and the players on the sidelines I could tell from about halfway through the first quarter to the end of the game, you really got relaxed and comfortable. I really noticed that you were just everything made sense.
Yep.
And I mean, our defensive line, I'll put them up against anybody. I know we were in the booth last night when Kak Marinsky was up there doing an interview afterwards, and the first thing he said is he goes, we had nothing for their defensive line.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just kind of go through who's on your defensive line, give those guys some props because some of those linemen and big guys usually don't get the headlines.
Right, yeah, I mean, and I think they've gotten better. I think they're understanding their job, and I think everybody is, but do your job. Your job might not be to make the tackle. Your job is to keep the linebackers clean. And, so our 2 defensive ends, Aiden McGuire and Evan Vitito, obviously, Evan gets a lot of the accolades, and but I tell you what, McGuire is a dude, absolute dude, and he's turned it on. I think as a freshman came in, you could see we were going to have something with him, but he's elevated his game to a whole new level. And I think, you know, obviously Evan starting as a freshman and continuing to work all the way through, you know, 2 guys to set that edge, and that's huge. But inside, you know, Hunter Searon doesn't play on offense, so he's pretty much on the D-line most of the time. Connor Strand starting at 3 tech, and, you know, we've got some guys to rotate in there. Last night, those 4 played pretty much the whole time. You know, Owen Mankey subbed out Strand a little bit, but you know, and it's tough because a lot of those guys are playing offense too, and but those type of big games, you go with your dudes, you got to get it done, and but we've got some other guys that can rotate in there. But I think those 4 we have are you know, a very veteran group, and you know, most of them are at least 2-year starter. I know Hunter rotated some last year, and this is his first full year starting. But you know, the other 3 have been doing it for 2 years now, and I think it's starting to show. And you know, our linebackers, when they make tackles, you know, they just need to know that they better be thanking those 4 up front, because if they're not doing their job, they're not getting the ball like they are. And I thought we did a pretty darn good job of running our creases and getting to the ball carrier. They got outside of us a couple times, but you know, we kind of kept them in check in the run game.
Even up 27-8, Coach, last night, did you feel like it's still a game? I mean,
Yeah.
I know I did. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I'm just like, I didn't feel comfortable at all, and I just wondered what was going through your head throughout.
Yeah, well, no, I wasn't comfortable at all. I think, you know, knowing what we've done in the past, you know, giving up some big plays. I mean, they were only a play away from scoring, and you know, it's one of those things that even the beginning of the second half, I'm trying to milk the clock. Like, I didn't really send a play in until 20 seconds left on the play clock. I just knew, you know, you kind of saw that last week. Not great clock management maybe from Pleasantville. You know, they take a little more time for each play. We probably don't have enough time to go down and score to tie. So I just knew we needed to keep the ball. Don't give it to them. You know, milk that clock, and you know, because they're literally 1 play away from scoring, and I thought our kids did a pretty good job. And I hate to go slow, because I think it kind of takes the rhythm away. But you know, we got a veteran group up front, and you know, I think we can slow things down, and they still can play at a high level. Where, you know, I think a couple years ago when we were doing that, even with some of these same guys, it kind of stalled us out. We didn't have that rhythm. But I think, you know, there's a lot of veterans on that group that understand play clock's the most important thing here at this point in time when you're up, and we did enough to you know, to milk, you know, but adding scores on our end definitely helps that, you know, once it got to, you know, even 30 whatever to you know, they ended up scoring and getting 15, and then we put another one on the board, and you know, we knew at some point in time, okay, hey, this thing is done, we're going to be all right. But no, it's not really till the end, because you never know what can happen. We saw that last week.
Right. I noticed there was a couple 3 cramps on the sideline last night. Other than that, come out pretty healthy.
Yeah, injury-wise, Eric Turner's our trainer. He's over at Jet Physical Therapy, and he was excited. You know, this is the first game I feel like he was able to see us play up to our potential, and he said it's awesome to see you guys execute. And I said, well, thank you, but injuries, everybody good, clean slate. So, which I know there were some cramps and it was a little bit hot, but Cale Clarahan drinks more water than any human being out there.
He does.
And I don't know how you curb that, but we got through unscathed, which was huge. You know, we're finally getting back to where we're healthy and you know, feeling comfortable. Where before, you know, with the injuries we had, new guys here, new guys there, guys in, guys out, we just didn't have that cohesion. And in the last couple of weeks, we've had those pieces all together. You know, and I think it showed last night.
I really felt last night was the team we'd been looking for all season. I really do. I mean, that just is where we're at. I felt like that was the team coming into this season, and I know things happen, and they're kids still. But one play I guess I wanted to just bring up, Coach, I thought was a little bit of a turning point. Definitely flipped the field. was a 71-yard punt. And I don't know if that was a school record, but if not,
It's got to be close.
It's got to be, because I don't ever remember anybody even coming close to a punt like that. But talking about flipping the field.
Yeah. You know, it was on the 25-yard line, and 4th and 1. And I mean, in my mind, you know, if we're at the 35,
Right.
40, I may be going for that.
Yeah.
But it was
I can kinda
at the
tell
point
by
in time.
the kids running off, I think they wanted to go
Yeah,
for it.
They did,
it was an automatic. We're
Yeah.
punting this
Oh, yeah.
thing. We've got the lead. You give them to the ball on the 25, and they're putting it in. Now it goes from a 3-score game to a 2-score
Yep.
game. And man, once I saw that ball go off that foot, I knew it was going to go over the head of the returner, and I was just hoping we could get down there and get it marked before it got to the end zone. And you know, luckily we weren't 5 yards closer. It probably would have went in, but then they also had a block into the back there. So it stopped at the 5. We got them back to, you know, they started their drive on the 2.5-yard line, which is going to be tough sledding for anybody. And we forced them into a 3 and out and got the ball back, and you know, I think ended up scoring in a play or two. I think that was when Bruns had a 30-yard run there, and you know, so that was huge. I mean, and that's, again, that's special teams. You know, it's the hidden yardage where, you know, okay, a punt's a punt. Well, how far do they have to go to score now? You know, that's a lot of the game of special teams is forcing the team into long fields. And I think last night in the punt game we did that. In the kickoff coverage game we did that. You know, so that was definitely a huge play. I think that was kind of the dagger. Maybe took the wind out of the sails, you know, because they got that 3 and out on the 25. They're going to have good field position if they return it. Didn't have that opportunity.
Unfortunately, I got to watch your practice there Thursday night, and I really felt, just watching your special teams at the beginning, they were getting after it. I mean, like you said, I had a good feeling after watching that practice, like he's getting after it on special teams. So, and they did. They looked once again better than they had all season, I thought.
Yeah, I think that was the best all-around game, offensive, defense, special teams that we've had all year long. But if our offense was rolling, maybe our defense struggled a little bit. Early on, our defense was rocking and our offense was struggling a little bit, and special teams was still below both of those. And we've continued to work. We added some new bodies, got a little more speed out there. And I think we finally elevated our special teams up to our offensive, defensive, bar. And to be great, you have to play well in all 3 phases. You can't just be a 2-phase team. You might face a team that has a really good offense where they beat your defense, but your offense beats their defense. Well, who's going to win the special teams? That's going to be who wins the game. So, we put a lot of time and effort into that, and I think Thursday in general being kind of, they say walk through. We don't walk through anything. It's still, we're out there. We're just trying to take blocks. Thursday it was still like it was a Tuesday practice. They were getting after each other, and as a coach, you don't want to see that necessarily, but I didn't want to back them off a whole lot. Okay, the physicality's still there. That's in your mind. Let's bring that to Friday, and I think just last week's practice. Best practice of the week, all week long, and I think the guys understand you got to practice like you're going to play. You can't just flip the switch and play at a higher level than your practice. And I think it worked out for us this week.
Okay, Coach, we got homecoming week, distractions. Obviously we're playing a team that's struggling a little bit, but what's your preparation here for this week, just with all the activities going on?
Well, I mean, it's always a week that is enjoyable but a little stressful, just with all the stuff, and I truly feel like our guys understand the magnitude of where we're at, and we can't focus on all the extra stuff. We just got to take care of business. I know Wednesday night's going to be boom night, and there's going to be TPing going on, and that's fine. The guys can go do that, but I tell you what, Thursday night, it better be a normal Thursday night. You're not out screwing around, but practice-wise, be the same. I know we'll go a little earlier on Wednesday because of the parade, but, we just got to make sure we're focused and ready to go. And we told them last night, it does not matter who you play. the next 2 games. Don't look at the record. Don't evaluate them and just think that they're not great. You set the bar last night. Finally, you finally set the bar. It's up here. No matter who you play, you got to raise to that occasion and try to continue to exceed that bar if you want to make a deep run in the playoffs. And can't take anything lightly. Go do your job. Go hammer it home. If not thinking we're gonna do it, but if your goal is to only play a half, do well enough where we can get you out and get subs in, and that's got to be the mindset. Go play, get after it, play up to your potential, and that'll take care of itself.
Good. One thing I forgot to mention to you last week over at Pleasantville, I was standing on the fence waiting for the game to start, and I got to meet your dad. He came up.
Oh, Raj. Yep.
He came up, introduced himself, and he said he enjoys this show every Saturday morning. He goes, he'll watch it every morning.
Yep.
So I'll give a shout out to your dad.
All right. Yep. Well, he's I got up a little bit before 7, and he's already out the door, and so he loves coming over. I mean, after Mom passed away, I think this was something that he was just able to have, fill that void, and he doesn't miss a game. I mean, he's over whether it's home games, away games. If we play a little to the east, he usually just drives over and goes home. But he loves watching this group of kids play, and he's definitely he's calmed down, I think. But I think a lot of my intensity came from him, and it's just one of those things. I enjoy the fact that he loves it so much and wouldn't miss a game, being 3 hours away, but making that trip every week is special.
You could definitely tell he's got some pride for his son. Yeah, I mean, the way he spoke, he just lit up when he said your name. So he's a good dude.
Yep, he is.
All right. Well, Steve, thank you. Perfect. Thanks for coming in, Coach. I got one prediction for you before you take off. Michigan at Nebraska.
Why you gotta do this to me? Hey, you know what? I'm riding with Nebraska.
All right.
Drink that Roulade, man.
Hey, you can kick him out. It's happened before.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. What's Iowa gonna do?
I
That's
think
the real
we're
question,
gonna
isn't it,
win
guys?
9-7.
9-7. Okay.
I was gonna say 9-6.
Yep.
Punting is winning.
Punting is winning.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
thanks,
Hey,
Coach,
thank you,
coming
guys.
in. We'll talk about a victory next week.
Go Cobras.
Go Cobras.
All righty, guys. As we're in between coaches and microphones are going everywhere.
This is how exciting it is with Coach Jensen.
Yeah,
this is how exciting it is.
Always something.
We do thank Coach Jensen. I think our stream is kind of cutting in and out a little bit this morning. I am recording this, so we will play this back. We'll have a replay of the sports section later on today. So if you're watching that and it's kind of driving you crazy, we will put that up. What we're looking at now, let's get in our guest picker, and Rick, you can get in here too. What we're looking at on the screen right now, guys, is our Pick'ems standings. And Alan was nice enough. He had his own nickname last week. He texted me the current standings this morning, and everybody has a nickname this week on the screen. So we have Pumpkin Spice Sellers with 32 points in the Pick'em standings. We've got Bulldog Han with 31.
I'm a Bulldog now. I think Kale's got that trademarked.
Yeah.
I may be in a little trouble there.
Senior Bulldog.
I'm a Bulldog senior
The old dog.
with the white hair.
The junkyard dog.
With the white hair.
We've got the guest pickers with 29 points. Stunning Steve. Oh. He didn't have me at Stunning Steve. What'd you have me
That
at?
sounded like a top
Hitman.
rope thing.
That's what I was going to say.
Steve.
The Hitman. I think you were the
Stunning
Hitman.
Steve Shetler at 27 and Riverboat Rick at 27.
Nice, I like it.
Riverboat Rick.
So Alan's in first, Bruce is second, the guests are third, and then me and Rick, who, by the way, we have to say that Rick missed a week. So in all likelihood, you would be fourth and I'd be dead last.
Add
So,
my handicap in there, and I'm
yeah.
probably.
yes.
It was his choice to miss.
But
So-
in my defense, I usually take some chances on these picks, and they tend to not work out. But Let's do this. What do we got for games?
Well, first of all, we had to bring in someone today that knows
yeah.
absolutely
Nothing
nothing
about
about
football.
or sports. And I do remember this trophy that he had
I
from,
do. I also.
I'm going
I
to say
remember-
like 1983? Six. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Show it. Make sure the people see it. What is that? Talk about it.
No, you can go ahead and talk about it. You were there.
Well, we were in a campus life group, and Neil's dad and Vince Homan was our campus life leaders, and we played basketball.
At Carver.
Yeah, at Carver Hawkeye Arena, and well, one year we won it, and the other 2 years we got the sportsmanship trophy.
That's how good they were.
That's how good we were. And I remember playing like in wrestling shoes.
I think
Basketball,
I think
yeah.
3 or 4 of us did.
Yeah, we were wrestlers playing basketball in wrestling shoes. So
This is what a participation trophy
that's-
truly
yep,
means right here.
Yep. Yep. we
Yes,
all
sir.
we all
That
got
is.
awards.
We I guess we started that, Al.
Yeah.
I guess it's our fault now.
Yep.
Participation trophies.
Yeah.
We could call them sportsmanship awards back then.
It sounded better.
It did sound better.
Yeah. All right. Our first game here, right off the bat, we asked Coach Jensen, Michigan at Nebraska.
Well, with all my knowledge in sports, you know what? I'm gonna go with him because if anybody knows,
With him?
with Jensen, I mean,
okay, him.
Yeah.
Them.
Nebraska's red. Nebraska's red.
Oh no, I want the other ones. I want the other ones.
They're blue and maize.
fantastic. I
Blue
like
and
blue
maize.
better. Yeah, let's do them.
It's Michigan for multiple. Many.
Yes, Michigan.
Oh, now I'm
Absolutely.
changing my mind.
I'll go with Michigan.
I'll go with Michigan too. Big.
Big.
Number 11 Notre Dame at number 17 Duke.
So Notre Dame is green and
I
gold.
know that. That's a Rudy thing,
Duke
right?
is blue.
Oh yeah, Fruity was your favorite movie.
Right? Yeah, Notre Dame, all the way by 6.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yes. Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
I'm going to go
Notre Dame.
Duke. I think Duke's going to have the upset today.
Oh.
Duke's going to have the upset.
We can gain ground on that one here.
Number 8 USC at primetime, Colorado.
That didn't even make sense. USC.
Yes, USC will
Yeah.
win by
Yeah,
50.
USC.
You guys just following my lead, or
Time is going to get beat. USC.
Yeah, I agree. USC all the way, and they will win big. Number 22 Florida at 4-0 Kentucky.
I like the idea of Florida winning. I don't know why.
You like the vacation name.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I got
I'll
a
go-
condo there.
They're the Gators, Neil.
yes, that's why I like
They're the
them.
Gators.
And I will
Yeah,
take.
bet.
I will take the Gators. I'm not a big Florida fan, but I'll go with Florida on this one.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
I think I'm going to go Kentucky on
nice
this one at
upset.
home.
I will go with Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Wildcats, too. I think
Oof.
the upset over Florida.
There we go.
Number 1 Georgia at 3-1 Auburn.
This is amazing.
Georgia is the Bulldogs.
Thank you. There's a lot of bulldogs.
peach trees down there.
Oh, I love peaches.
So there you go.
I do. I love peaches.
They're
Let's go
not
with-
Mackinac
There's
peaches,
Mel
but
Bird
they're
going
peaches.
by right there.
Well, but I'll still go with that because of the peaches. So by a field goal.
The Georgia Peaches.
I'll go Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
What the heck? I'll go with the upset. Who are they playing?
Auburn.
Auburn can pull the upset.
Good pick there, Steve. I'm going with Georgia though. Number 24 Kansas at number 3 Texas.
Texas, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
They're cows. You like steak.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll go with Texas.
Texas a
also.
good one?
Long, yeah,
That's
you'll
what
be
I
fine.
thought. Yeah. I knew
Texas.
that.
Hook 'em. Horns.
Yep, hook 'em horns. I'm going with Texas. Iowa State at number 14 Oklahoma.
Why are you guys laughing like this is a loaded question? Oklahoma.
Yes, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Boomer Sooner.
Oklahoma.
Oh.
Oklahoma by at least 30. Number 13 LSU at number 20 Ole Miss.
I'm going with Old Miss on this one.
No, I was just waving to
Oh,
one of our
okay.
customers there.
I'm going Old Miss.
Yeah, let's roll with Ole Miss.
What were the choices?
LSU and Ole Miss.
I'll go LSU.
LSU.
I'm going to go LSU, and I got to ask Neil, what does the Ole mean in Ole Miss? OLE.
I have no idea. Is it just old?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Why would you ask me if you don't know?
It's old Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's not new Mississippi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be old, right?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good answer.
Or a hole and they forgot the H. I don't know.
And then our
Neil's got me
our
distracted.
2-point game, Michigan State at Iowa.
Wait,
at
they're
your
letting
shirt.
Iowa play this week?
Look at your
I
shirt.
thought maybe that was just because I'm wearing it doesn't mean anything. I think Iowa by also by a field goal. That might be all they get.
I think Iowa's going to win. It's going to be hard. I mean, Michigan State might be the worst team in the Big Ten, so Iowa might score 13 this week, and we can probably win 13-3 or something like that. So we'll find out.
I'm going Iowa, and I'm going to say they're going to score 21 because Brian Ferentz is going to put one in with like 3 seconds left for no reason whatsoever.
Iowa will score 24 points and will win.
All right, and I said before,
You're just looking at
I
me.
was just waiting for some more there. I said 9-7 Iowa, and that's because their defense will get a pick and take it to the 1, and we won't get nothing but a field goal.
Okay, all
so,
right.
but I think we'll win her 9-7.
So 3 field goals.
Yeah.
3 field goals. Okay.
Anyway, that's our picks here for this week. Neil, you got anything you'd like to talk about the garage sale?
No.
Send your stuff in.
Yeah,
Well,
other
yeah,
than
I'd like you to send stuff in because if not, you got
it's canceled.
It's canceled.
We're
If you
gonna
don't
get
send me
canceled.
some stuff to sell on my garage sale.
The boss has been looking at the numbers.
Yeah, they're probably pretty good because I'm on there.
I would guess.
Right? I mean, it just happens.
The female audience goes. It just shoots up. It's like
I'm glad you went that route.
So Neil, email yourself some stuff to sell next week.
I've done that before, actually. I made my kids sell some stuff. So, yeah, whatever you got, give it to us, man. Email it to us. And Wednesday morning, 7:30, garage sale.
When you get it, you know, something I would like to see on the show that you're on is I'd like you to bring back the birthday guy.
That would be classic.
The birthday guy.
That would be classic.
Well, I'll see what I can do. And speaking of that time frame, back a couple days ago when it was your birthday.
I've seen it.
Okay. For those of you that don't know who Alon Celeste
Alon
was.
Celeste.
Do you remember how you spelled that?
No, but I know I won a lot of prizes on KBOE.
Sellis.
Yeah, I hated to say that. I really hated to say that name, but
Steve says, "Okay, show's over for the."
show's over.
the show is over.
Al just got ejected from the
Yeah.
sports section.
Not only ejected from a game, I got ejected from the show.
Sports section.
Any big things going on here at Brothers Market this week, Rick? Check out the app, all that good stuff.
The app, all of a sudden, right here on this end cap, we got in some pumpkin spice granola bars. So
My
grab
wife
you
bought a box of those.
Okay, all right. So that is our sponsor for the week is the granola bars by Pumpkin Spice. So
We'll give a review next week, maybe.
And there is
there is some water.
there's
got some
plenty of
water,
water.
We got water.
We got Brothers Water. Come on in.
All right, that'll do it for the sports section at Brothers Market here in downtown Sigourney, and we will be back here next week for another edition of the sports section.
I'm going to turn music on.
Thank you, Ricky.
I'll come park some water.
Listen to Halloween music, Rick.
Halloween music.
Oh, were you waiting all that time for that?
Mike, you should just follow her.
They can bust your bubble, boy.
Mike,
Watching, I'm
Mike, you should just come in and pick with us.
Yeah. So, like, if you hang around long enough.
Yeah. The next person who walks through.